Hello there
Hey guys, we are back once again.
for another adventure of
Beach
Cat
Cat
Cinema
Cinema
Corner.
Corner.
Yeah.
My God.
Oh man, we're getting crazy on this.
I know.
Hey, we got a good one for you today. We actually got a chance to watch this incredible movie that we saw on Netflix, and it's called Rebel Moon.
Yeah.
Wow.
Just
Wow, I was just amazed on how the cinematography, the acting, the CGI, it was just so spot on. I mean, they did a phenomenal job in this. Way to go, Zach! I gotta give him props. What about you, man?
man, this is my movie of the year. I will confidently say that this is my movie of the year. There have been some other projects that I know that we've done reviews on that we're giving like real good scores and stuff, but we'll talk about that at the end. Again, just the way that the movie even opened up, the red planet just beaming that light on Sophia while she was walking with that horse-like creature, the lighting, the cinematography, the cast, just the relationships with everybody. I mean, it was just everything was magnetic. The CGI was phenomenal. The combat scenes were just like.
Yeah.
They just it looked like they did not. And I actually saw a clip of Sophia talking about how long they've been rehearsing the combat scenes and stuff, but it just looked like they did not take any shortcuts out on anything in this movie, and I absolutely loved it.
Yeah.
I love that. And again, sometimes people talk about how movies are sometimes just thrown in with too many characters at once and there's no time to develop them. I got a little bit of that feeling from Dune, honestly, the new one. I feel like this movie introduced each character on this A-team probably about 5 or 10 minutes or so before they kind of like what is what I'm looking for, they got ingested into the team. But I love that, and I love that it allowed opening for the second part that's coming out in April next year to just kind of go into that. And I think that that the second movie, I mean, I've heard different things about it. Like, I've heard some people talk about how it's going to be super action-packed, which it's obvious that they're all going to be just going into this crazy war. But I really want to kind of talk about Sophia, man, just for those of you who don't know, that's the lead actress.
Yeah, she's the main character in the movie.
She is very, very alluring to watch. I don't have a lot of celebrity crushes, but even when I've seen her in the Mummy with Tom Cruise, I watched that movie 3 times already. And every time I see her on screen, I'm like, why can I not stop staring at her? And it's not just like, she's hot or she's beautiful, but everything about her as a person is just, it's magnetic. It's so just awesome to see her. Again, she's a very attractive woman too, but just the way that she moves, the way that the light hits her face and her hair, her eyes, her performances, everything about her is like, man, this is like a phenomenal woman on screen to watch. In general, she's a beautiful person. I really liked, again, the cast was great. And I know that you talked about the android, right?
Oh, yeah. So the android, I mean, again, guys, if you haven't seen this yet, there's a spoiler alert. So, you can shut up. But if you still want to hear it anyway, we're glad to tell you. So, that android, his name is Jimmy.
Yeah.
And that's a pretty interesting name for an android. But anyway, so Jimmy was played by the voice was no other than Sir Anthony Hopkins.
Which I didn't even know that, which is insane.
And I was like, wow.
Yeah.
And that actually kind of shows you that, I mean, for an A-list actor such as him to play in this, this movie on Netflix, especially, I think he might have done a couple of sci-fi movies. I can't remember, but I know he did a couple of action, but for him to do a voiceover and to do it for a robot, man, that's impressive. And he must have looked at the script and say like, "Oh, this is bloody good. I love it."
Yeah, I love that the droid was so humane, and I think that also even the scene where he was sitting at the side of the lake where he was, rinsing himself off from the dirt when he just got his butt whooped
by the soldiers. Those were jerks.
Bad for him. Yeah, it was an asshole of a scene. when the girl sat next to him and she talked to him about, he used to say that he was a fighter, and he was almost telling this story where it was like, were you human before this new body, and you really got this humane experience from him. And he almost reminds me of a C-3PO. I mean, a lot of the movie reminds me of Star Wars, and I question, I'm like, is this part of the Star Wars universe or no? And I kind of like the mysterious ambiguity of it, but I don't know.
I mean, it's the way like Garrett was just saying, it's very Star Wars-ish kind of look. I mean, which isn't a bad thing. I mean, it's
right.
Excuse. It's I like the when where was I going with this? It's the whole the whole look, the feel of it was kind of remind. Even though like Zack Snyder, I think wrote the movie, and so I mean, of course, I'm sure Zach was probably got inspiration by George Lucas,
right.
who has it, out there. But anybody who thinks is this part of the Star Wars universe? Please comment on it. Let us know what you think about that.
And another thing too is like you definitely saw different things where they drew. I guess interest or background from like the guy that was I'm gonna call it the hippogriff. The guy kind of reminded me of like a weird Hagrid with the hippogriff, and you had the kind of Avatar moment where you had the I don't want to say native looking guy, but the we're gonna say just ambiguous looking guy who was riding him. I don't remember his name.
Yeah,
he definitely got this moment but I love the connection that he had with the hippogriff-like creature, where he was like talking to him and putting his head. The connection there was like
right.
I love moments like that because he doesn't speak bird doesn't speak English, but they understand the moment.
Yeah. Oh, the language that he was speaking, it was kind of like, and the bird didn't, like I said, but somehow they had the connection. They they looked at each other, and like the hippogriff-looking bird, like kind of like. I can see you. I feel it's like, okay, I'm going to trust you. And so that so that's where they took off to start flying until the point where he thought that the guy was tricked him. Right. So he was just all flying all over,
and the fact that it just went straight up, there was no running. Like running and going. It was just boom. Yeah, I was like, that's gotta be so intense.
Yeah. Oh man, I probably messed myself on that one, dude.
I also love the everything with the camera. Like whoever the productive team was just A++. Like even there was I made sure I memorized it. On the planet, I think it was called Gandaval, where the ships were flying over the water. And they're just the droplets were
the droplets were just splashing like on the camera. Like it make it feel like
and the camera shaking. Or the moment where Sophia was fighting that one guy who literally reminds me so much of Cillian Murphy in Peaky Blinders, where she was fighting him on top of that giant post pillar, and his little stick that he uses to hit people in the head with, it broke, and when he pulled it out of his leg when she stabbed him with it, he threw it. And it just like flung by the camera, and I think the camera shook a little bit. And then even the scenes where it was the flashback of her where she had the military style haircut, and she was running through the snow and fighting, and it's like the fact that they slowed it down, everything, the snow, the lasers, everything was full of life. The CGI, everything was just.
But anybody who's like Zack Snyder, seen Zack Snyder films as actually seen like. Especially at 300, like a lot of the stuff was slow, like slow motion. How like very animated. How he will use his of all against like the soldiers versus Jared Butler's character. I can't think of the name offhand. Sorry, but
Leonidas.
Thank you. Yeah. Boy, it sucks getting old. I'm sorry, but it's. Yeah, I like Zack Snyder's movie. He really brings a lot of dynamics into his films and such, especially like with the Justice League and But
I'm glad that Ray Fisher's back in this one. He had an awesome little scene.
Ray, good job, man. Hey, I tell you, let me tell you that was pretty cool. Yeah, that was really really cool on his character. I like that. I like that a lot.
Yeah, definitely. Like for me, this type of project for me, dream role. Instantly, like I have a lot of different types of dream projects and roles. This right now, what is your score, man?
My score on this movie, I have to give it about an 8.5. I truly really really love the story. the way how it was just move, boom, boom,
Yeah.
boom. They kept going, going, going. I mean, the moments weren't too slow,
Mm-hmm.
and the pace was pretty much up to par.
Yeah.
So that was I really I was really impressed with the part one of the Rebel Moon. What about you?
Just guys, this is my movie of the year. I'm gonna hit that golden buzzer. I'm gonna give it a 10, dude.
Woo,
Yeah.
a 10.
We need to buy like little like not buzzers, but something to like simulate. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, yeah.
The reason I'm giving it this score, we're gonna toss out my dream roll type stuff. There were a few other films that we've watched, like the Mario movie. I think I gave that a 9.
Mm-hmm.
There was a few other ones that I that we watched that were great. 7s, 8s, 9s. I think there was one that I might have gave like a 6 or something. But the reason I'm giving this movie a 10 isn't because, just like I said on the other movies, that there was nothing I would change in this movie. Because on the other ones that I gave around a 9, 9.5, I said that there were things that I wouldn't change about this movie. I will say about this movie, it's not that there's nothing I would change, it's that there's nothing I would add. Like,
Gotcha.
the shots, everything, the characters were just, everything was just like,
Yeah.
I just got done watching. I would literally just go watch it again. Like it
is
not
just
boring.
that
There's nothing
good.
boring. The relationship, and
Yeah.
they've led up to. I cannot wait till April next year of watching it, which we do need to review the trailer too.
We do.
Yeah.
We do. We'll review the trailer and we'll bring that
yeah.
out so that way, so you guys will be well aware of it.
Yeah,
Yeah. I mean, to rate as a 10, that's pretty cool because as we was mentioning before about like with Zack Snyder, not many people are really Zack Snyder fans of his movies,
Right.
which is and I know I looked and seen a lot of ratings on this movie and they didn't give it too much of a really good rating on it and.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't get a chance to read it yet because I want to try to see what we do our podcast and then what we think and then I'll go back and then read the reviews and like why some people didn't really care too much about the movie and whatnot and so.
Yeah, I definitely read that a lot of people didn't like how he split it up and how his movies are really long and stuff like that. And I'm like, dude, I wouldn't have done.
But see that just gets the anticipation though for the next one though. I mean, it gets your appetite for more. It's like okay, so cut it short. And it's like oh man, why they cut it so short?
Yeah,
it's like I think they used to do it back in the days. Like stay tuned, like to be continued.
Yeah.
I mean, what's wrong with that? I think that's cool. I mean, that just makes me want. Oh man, I can't wait till April or whatever. When the movie comes out and see what happens. It's. The patience is a virtue, and
it definitely is. But I like when they do stuff like this because we already know that they filmed it all at once for them to drop it 4 months out from
right.
now, just I'm definitely going to rewatch this movie again, guys. Wow, high recommend. Again, if you're really into like sci-fi, space, fantasy, just
it's definitely for you for sure, definitely for sure.
Yep.
And now some people might ask, like, well, how is it compared to Star Wars? Like, well, that's kind of a little broad, like, which Star Wars?
Yeah, which Star Wars, and I think that Star Wars has also had, 50 years to build its realm, and it's 9 movies and animes and cartoon books and storybooks. It's like, this is just...
Right, this is the straight-out origin, a very origin story now. And then, but once again, probably inspired by Lucas, but then who inspired Lucas to do his stories, right? So there you go. So, I mean, it's what do they say? Imitation is a form of flattery.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm all for that.
Yeah,
for sure. But
that's all I got to leave it at for me. What about you? Anything
what's that?
Else?
What's that?
Anything else?
I have nothing else to say, but just to go check it out. Guys, if you like our show, please subscribe and hit the notification button. And please leave all the comments. We do read the comments and all this stuff, right? And just keep it cool, right? Because everybody's got different opinions on movies and stuff like that. Just be cool, just be chill about it. So.
Yeah, but, I'm still looking forward to seeing what you guys think about the way Zach went with this movie. Again, everyone's got mixed feelings about him, but I would love to hear what you guys do think. Just keep it clean.
Yeah, keep it clean, keep it cool, keep it professional. All right, okay. So other than that, guys, I think that about wraps it up.
Yeah.
All right. Until then, guys, thank you for watching.
Yeah.
And we'll
see you in the next one.
catch you on the next one.